And we can show you that breaking news right now. Another fire breaking out in Los Angeles County tonight. We can show you this. It's a live look over Studio City where crews are working right now to prevent this fire from spreading. Now, we've been talking about wildfires. This one, we understand so far, started just before 9 o'clock, but this one is a house fire. That's what officials are saying, and the house fire has now spread to some nearby brush, and that's why fire crews have jumped on it so fast. But it's a 4-story house that has caught fire. It looks completely gutted, and the surrounding area has also caught fire. So this is just one of many fires in what has been a horrible 2.5 days there in the LA area. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Golston Dark.
And I'm Andrea Flores. This all comes as several wildfires are forcing evacuations in LA County tonight. 5 people are dead, more than 2,000 structures destroyed, and tens of thousands forced to leave their homes.
This is the best neighborhood. Everybody knows each other. Everybody helps each other.
It doesn't even look like a house anymore.
Just painful to hear them. The day of heartbreak across Southern California, a long road to recover from these catastrophic fires, and there's still a long way to go in containing the flames.
Earlier tonight, the Sunset Fire breaking out, forcing evacuations in the Hollywood Hills. It has now grown to 60 acres. This fire started just before 6 tonight.
I just heard helicopters and sirens outside. I really wasn't expecting it to be the fire because I always hear sirens right here. So I don't know. I walked to the front door and I went outside and I seen everybody running back and forth, and I looked to my left and just seen a fire.
Have you ever seen anything like this in Hollywood?
No, nothing like this. I never think something like that would happen over here in this area.
And here's another look at the fires forcing evacuations tonight. The Palisades fire, that's the one that's burning through part of Pacific Palisades and Malibu. The Eaton fire is up in Altadena, and the Hurst fire is burning between Santa Clarita and San Fernando. The largest of these, that would be the Palisades fire, over 15,800 acres. It's destroyed at least 1,000 structures, including hundreds of homes. And we wanted to show you this. This is some drone video. This is over the smoldering Pacific Palisades, showing the trail of destruction. And you can see some buildings glowing, others just smoking as they continue to burn, others completely reduced to ash, and just one of the devastating scenes there. The
Eaton fire is burning in Altadena. It has burned 10,600 acres. This is the fire that killed at least 5 people, I should say. Now take a look at these satellite images of Altadena showing just how many buildings are on fire. Everything you see in orange or white is where fire has been detected. Just incredible images here, heartbreaking. These images are from this morning at 10:45, and it continues to get worse into the night. KCRA 3's Melanie Wingo is in Altadena tonight with a look at some of the damage.
Even though it's dark, we can see all manner of devastation and destruction here off of North Lake Avenue in the community of Altadena here in Southern California. These buildings reduced to rubble with still flames flickering among this rubble, which, if you stand close to, it is still warm from the fire that burned through this area. This is a major thoroughfare within Altadena, and look at this, littered all up and down the sidewalks, debris from the buildings that the fire tore through. This road right here, North Lake Avenue, as you can see across the street, lots and lots of resources trying to protect what structures are still here. Across the street from where we are, an arts academy that has what locals call an iconic bell tower. You can see the flames on the roof of that structure, and it appears that fire crews are trying to preserve that bell tower structure. Numerous firefighting agencies from up and down the state we have seen in our time here in Southern California today trying to protect, again, what's standing, but so much, as you can see, is destroyed this evening. Up this road, we were also up in this direction too, and we saw power lines down across the street. Of course, they're not energized right now, but it just speaks to the hazards that still exist within the evacuation zones. And that's why fire crews are telling people who have been put on evacuation orders that they need to leave and stay out until it's all clear, because still, as you can see, this is a very active situation with emergency vehicles passing through around the clock. Also of note, what we can see is the damage and destruction left behind because of the high winds. Oh, and just in the past couple moments, I'm hearing another propane tank type explosion. We've heard those throughout our time here in the distance. They're popping off all over this community. Lots happening here. Still so much to take care of within this area and all across Southern California. We'll be reporting on it throughout the next couple of days. Reporting from Altadena, Melanie Wingo, KCRA 3 News.
From there, we're also going to show you what's going on with the Hurst fire. We're monitoring that one tonight. This is burning in the San Fernando and Santa Clarita area. Think Sylmar. It's that area. It's burned 700 acres there, and it is threatening structures.
President Biden announcing he has canceled what would have been his last overseas trip as president due to the wildfires. He had been scheduled to leave for Italy tomorrow after attending former President Jimmy Carter's memorial service in Washington.
Earlier today, Joe Biden meeting with Governor Gavin Newsom, the president assuring Californians that the federal government would provide whatever support necessary to help put out the fires and would stay after the flames have died down to help rebuild. And tonight, President Biden approving a major disaster declaration for these fires and has ordered federal aid to support firefighting and recovery efforts. Well, CAL FIRE sent nearly a dozen aircraft from here in Northern California to battle those wildfires. One of them is their C-130 air tanker.
KCRA 3's Peyton Headley talked to the crew and got a look inside tonight. So, Peyton, they've been busy.
Yeah, they have. They went down to the Palisades fire both yesterday and today, and they say that when they got down there today, they also saw air tankers from Montana and Washington. Really just goes to show how many hands are on deck to get this fire under control. The sun set the stage at the Sacramento McClellan Airport as CAL FIRE's C-130 air tanker returned from a day of firefighting in Los Angeles County.
What we do is we put retardant on the outside of the fire, around the edges.
Dave Kelly is the captain. He led his crew on 8 drops over the Palisades fire in the last 2 days, totaling 32,000 gallons of retardant.
It wants to slow the fire down. So we're just putting that containment line that gives them enough time to put the firefighters on the ground to actually interface it and slow it down so they can do some good with it.
He says the conditions in Southern California made those drops tough.
Very turbulent, very windy. We were looking at probably 30 to 50 mile an hour winds down in those drainages that we had to contend with while also doing our job, which is difficult in itself.
But their job is vital, especially in a fire as devastating as the Palisades. From the sky, how did that fire look?
Pretty apocalyptic. The amount of we're used to seeing big fires up in the timber with the smoke and the flames and all that. It's a little different when it's running through downtown LA. And you know that, people are losing their houses and they're doing the best they can just to get out of the way of this thing they're running for their lives.
That's why he says they'll continue to push to put this fire out.
We're just trying to give those people a chance so that they can get out. So anything we can do to aid in that, that's what we're all about.
And that crew we spoke with was at the end of their shift, but they say another crew will be back here in the morning, ready to head down to Southern California. We're live at McClellan Airport. Peyton Headley, KCRA 3 News.
Such important work, Peyton. Thank you so much. And we want to show you this aerial view of all of the smoke created by these fires. You can see just how much smoke there is out there, a blanket over that area.
Take a look at this video. This is taken from a plane flying into LAX. And look at that, you can see the jet nacelle there, and then beyond that, just smoke. A lot of thick brown and gray smoke blanketing the area. And just imagine what that is like when you're underneath that with the fires glowing. It kind of turns orange. Let's go to meteorologist Heather Waldman right now. And Heather, oh my goodness, all that smoke just making for some really bad air quality.
Yeah, the air has been hazardous all day long, especially around Pasadena. We've been tracking several fires around LA County, but most of the smoke is coming from the Eaton fire near Altadena and just to the west of Pasadena. You can see here the purple dots indicating air quality readings in that hazardous range, but all through LA County, downtown, and even towards the coast near Long Beach. And that air is hazardous to spend extended periods of time outdoors fires with, no matter what your health status is. The other side of the coin, a lot of the smoke is able to lay down because the winds are getting at least a little bit weaker. No gusts being reported at Oxnard, Los Angeles, or Santa Ana. Hidden Hills reporting a gust of 24 miles per hour. That is far less than what we saw last night and into this morning. However, red flag warnings are still up until 6 p.m. Friday. There will be times where, especially in the hills, the gusts will start to pick up. Our satellite viewer here looking kind of the nighttime vision goggles shows the Palisades fire glowing brightly, but nothing off the Sunset Fire, the Eaton Fire, or the Hurst Fire. Potentially a good sign that things are kind of settling down there. Winds as we go through tonight, again, expected to stay quiet, but by tomorrow afternoon, you see there the fuchsia coloring highlighting some stronger gusts back up into the hills north of LA. Back to you.
All right, Heather, thanks. We have more right now. While firefighters battle the devastating flames and people are evacuating their homes, some criminals have been taking advantage of the tragedy. Officials say they've already arrested 3 looters, and the LA County District Attorney says that they'll be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law.
If you think for a moment that you can take advantage of this right now or over the next weeks, months, or even years, you are wrong. If you go ahead and you want to loot, if you want to steal, if you want to engage in scams on vulnerable people who've just lost their houses and their businesses, we're going to arrest you, we're going to prosecute you, and you will absolutely be punished.
Along with the hundreds of homes burned in this fire, some historic buildings have also been destroyed. Among them, the former home of humorist Will Rogers. The State Parks Department says the home in Pacific Palisades burned overnight. The fire also damaged the Topanga Ranch Motel, once owned by William Randolph Hurst.
We will continue to monitor any new developments on the Southern California wildfires, both on air and on our KCRA 3 mobile app. Make sure and get that. You can turn on push alerts and you'll get the latest news, and it's free to put on your phone.